Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We are back at the GCNKA offices for another edition of the Weekly Member Spotlight. Hope everybody is staying cool out in the heat wave this weekend. We're going to get right down to business after one quick announcement. The Business Exchange event is coming up on August 13th at the Oasis Conference Center, and we really want to encourage you to participate. This is a great event for both primary and associate members. If you've not yet registered, please give us a call at the association office or look for the registration information to come out again in the upcoming week through your email. And I know Heidi is someone who's going to speak about that in just a little bit. So without further ado, let's dive right into our interview. We are here this morning with Heidi Barcus from Men In Kilts. Good morning, Heidi.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us for this weekly member spotlight.
Thank you.
I think I tracked you down at the trade show back in March and said, hey, you want to do the weekly member spotlight? And you said yes, and I made you commit to a date right then.
Yes, you did.
You did it willingly though, right?
Yes,
This is no pressure. Well, it's been really great to get to know you over the last few months, and I got to have lunch with you and the owner of Men In Kilts a few weeks ago because at the last Business Exchange event, you guys won a lunch with Village Green, and so I got to get to know you a little bit through that. Why don't I just ask if you would take a moment, introduce yourself, and tell everybody out in Facebook land a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. I'm Heidi with Men In Kilts. I am the office manager for Men In Kilts. Men In Kilts specializes in window cleaning, siding cleaning, pressure washing of concrete, and gutter cleaning. And I manage the office as well as I'll go out on site and do estimates for residential and commercial customers. And I've even been known to clean a few windows.
Well, I was going to call you this morning because I had a feeling you might wear your kilt. Mine's in the shop, so I wasn't able to participate this morning. But that was one of the things I asked you. I'm like, do y'all have to wear the kilts? And you're like, yeah, you do. They do that when they're cleaning the windows, right?
They do. They will be up on ladders in their kilts, and you just have to remember, no peeking.
Right. I'm sure I'm going to go out of order a little bit, but I think it's hilarious. Your all's little logo, no peeking. Being in the business that you're in and working so closely with people's homes, any funny stories, anything interesting that you've run across?
Oh yeah, we all the time, especially little old ladies. They love to take pictures of the men in their kilts, and people will tease all the time, and as they're going up the ladders and things like that. It's a lot of fun, and you get a lot of laughs out of it.
I bet. That's hilarious. Well, how did you get involved with Men In Kilts? How long have you been there?
I have been with Men In Kilts for 3 years. Previously, I managed hotels for about 10 years.
Okay.
And after I had my third child, I said I cannot work 24 hours a day anymore.
Right.
And so I started to look for a part-time job.
Okay.
And this job has been a blessing. It's very flexible,
Yeah.
and I get to work still with the public, and it's wonderful.
Well, good. How do you feel like your partnership for Men In Kilts with the GCNKAA is working for you?
It has been amazing since the moment we found the organization. We love to do the trade show every year, and especially the Business Exchange, because it's great to be able to sit face to face with each apartment association member and tell them each a little bit about ourselves, so that you have that face to face contact.
Right. Well, for the people that don't really know what the event is, it's kind of like speed dating, and the associate members or operators of the apartment buildings are sitting at a table, and the associate members, like Men In Kilts, get to go around and spend 4 minutes at each table, kind of giving a little information about what your services are and how you can help us as operators do our job to the highest and best. Well, being that you're such an active member, I would love to ask you, what advice would you give to folks who are either not in the association or the new members who are just getting involved?
Definitely for the associate members, the Business Exchange is probably my #1 thing that I would recommend, as well as the trade show, because that's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To have all of you guys come around to each booth and see all the different activities that there are and things like that. It's just a lot of fun all the way around.
Right. How long have you been involved with the association?
We joined just about 3 years ago.
Okay, got it. So I know too, and I wanted to say thank you. I just learned that you have referred members as well to the association.
Yes.
So thank you for that. That's
welcome.
very appreciated. And I just interviewed one of the referrals that you gave. So thank you for that. Well, do you mind if we shift gears and get to know a little bit about you personally?
Sure.
All right, well, tell us about your family.
I have 3 children. I have 2 girls, Brooklyn and Elena, and my baby boy, Eric.
Aww.
And I love them dearly. They are my world.
Aww.
And then my wonderful husband, Josh, as well.
How old are your little ones?
I have a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Aww.
So they keep me very busy.
I bet. That's fun. Did you guys do anything fun over the summer?
Yes, we just got back from a 12-day camping trip in
wow.
Ontario, Canada.
Oh, wow.
We go
fun.
there every year since I was 2 years old.
Really?
Yes, and so now I get to bring my kids, and it's becoming a tradition, and we love it. We love to camp.
Yeah. So that was going to be my next question. What do you do in your pastime? You're campers.
Yes, we are campers.
How do you camp? Do you sleep outdoors? Do you have a camper?
We have a pop-up camper.
Okay.
And so, we take that with us wherever we go, and they love it.
So Ontario's the big trip. Where do you go? Do you do anything locally?
Yep, we do weekend trips. We like Kentucky State Parks because they have the full hookups and they have a lot of activities for children.
Okay. Yeah, very fun. So, are you a reader at all?
I am. I'm a pretty avid reader.
Yeah.
I enjoy the fantasy books.
Yes. What's one of the best books you've read lately?
Well, I reread the Game of Thrones series once it finished the television series. And I'm currently reading the Witcher series, which is going to be coming out with a television series on Netflix.
Oh, wow. How many books is the Game of Thrones series?
It's currently 6.
Oh, wow. Now, do you actually read a book, an old-fashioned book these days, or do you listen to Audible?
No, I read on my tablet.
Oh, okay.
So
I love to ask people to do that. I've gotten kind of hooked on listening, and I sat down to read, and I was like, I can't just sit here and do nothing. I need to be hearing something too. It's kind of interesting how that has evolved.
Yes.
You mentioned Game of Thrones. What's some of your favorite TV or movies?
Well, I love the Game of Thrones series.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But I also really love the Marvel comic book series of the movies, specifically Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, I was going to ask you your favorite.
Yes.
You and my niece would be spirit animals.
Yes.
Everything you're saying, minus the camping. She's not a
Yeah,
camper,
she's
but
not a camper.
no, but the Game of Thrones and the Marvel, for sure. What about food? Any local favorite restaurants or foods?
I love La Rosa's and Skyline. I mean, it's the Cincinnati favorite, so you have to love those.
Hometown all the way.
Yes.
When I travel for a long time, I feel like I never eat at either one of those, but I'm always like, these places don't have anything as good as ours.
No, they don't.
When you don't have access to them, you kind of want them.
Yes.
What about pets? Do you have any pets in the home?
We have a little mini pin named Ranger, and he definitely has little man syndrome.
Oh yeah,
he does.
Like, is that a pincher?
Yeah, it's a mini pincher. He's about this big, and boy, does he have an attitude.
How old is he?
We think he's about 3. We rescued him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And your kids help take care of him?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
That he protects them.
Aww.
It's so funny. He'll go sit down by the door when the girls leave and just stay there until they get home.
Aw, how cute.
It's too cute.
You'll have to get me a picture of him.
I will.
To use for our post later. What's one of the best concerts that you've been to?
I have been to several, but the most recent one I went to was with my daughter for Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
It was an Austin and Allie concert, so I took her, and then probably the best one I went to was years ago, but it was the Jimmy Buffett concert.
Yeah, I haven't heard any stories about Jimmy Buffett being here last night, but I went years and years ago too. Yesterday on the news they were talking about how people try to camp out super early in the morning, and the police were not having it. They're like, you can't be here until 8 or 9 a.m. and they start at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Getting ready for that, but it was a hot one yesterday, so interested to hear how that went
Me
yesterday.
too.
All right, so this is a funny question, but I really liked your answer. You kind of gave this to me earlier. If you were an animal, what would you be and why?
I said that I would be a cat, and it's because I love attention, but I only want it on my terms.
Right.
And I like to nap.
I think you said one other thing that I thought was hilarious. Moody.
Oh, yes, and I'm very moody. I am.
I'm clearly
my
your
husband
spirit
will tell
animal,
you that
right?
too.
That's so funny. Well, share an interesting detail about yourself that we wouldn't otherwise know.
Well, when I was 5 years old, I broke my finger. I put it in the hinge of a door and someone slammed it, and my finger is still currently broken to this day, 30 years later.
Oh my word.
Yes.
Now, have you ever tried to have
I've
You've
had
gone to the doctor?
surgery and
Really?
everything, and they can't fix it.
Wow.
No, it's just gonna be crooked for the rest of my life.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It sounds painful, but you said it doesn't
It
hurt.
does not hurt, no.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, one last question, unless did I cover everything? Is there anything else you want to say?
I think you did. I think we're good.
Okay, well, I appreciate you being here and really have enjoyed, again, getting to know Men In Kilts. Can't wait to see you in August. And we're going to make a post a little bit later with some of your answers and a little more information about you and your company. But I always like to ask this question. How do you think people in the industry, maybe even the association, who have gotten to know you over the last 3 years, what would they say about who you are as a professional?
I think they would definitely say that I'm very outgoing and very personable, and I try and take a personal approach to anything that we do with, cleanings towards any of the members here in the apartment association. I try and, be as personable as I can be, from the going out to do the estimate to, when we finish the job.
Well, I appreciate it. I know you've helped Village Green out with some estimates, and I'm sure we'll call on you again in the future. It's difficult to clean the windows of a mid-rise or a high-rise, but it's certainly necessary. So we appreciate having you and your company involved with us. Looking so forward to seeing you at the Business Exchange event coming up here in a few weeks. So again, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for joining us. Happy Friday. Hope you have a really cool weekend. Stay safe. And if you're working outdoors today, drink lots of water. It's going to be a heat emergency. So thanks everyone. Take care.